Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue chapter number 2 from trade to territory from history. And today's topics are number 1 is company rule expands, and number 2 is Tipu Sultan, the tiger of Mysore. So, my dear students, as I told you in my previous explanation about the different types of policy, whatever made by British in India, and a number of demand, whatever demanded by the Britishers to the Mughal Emperor of India. And anyhow, Mughal Emperor was allowed to take Diwali of Bengal. In this way, the first official of British Empire became a Nawab of Bengal. And after that, many people, especially who were belong to the Britain or British company, now had a vision of Nawab of Bengal, and they wanted to survive their life as a Nawab. And in this way, this was the first step by the British company who came in India to occupy the authority or power. And after that, Britishers started to expand their territory and part of the region from where they can collect revenue to complete the expenses of company. Alright. So in topic number 1, company rules expands is given. As I told you above that, the process of annexation of Indian states in the East India Company started from 1757 to 1857. And from these 2 years, it means from 1757 to 1857, Britishers were keen only to expand their power, authority and territory. And company never interested to occupy any region directly by military attack. Even Britishers or British official always tried to make a position or make a interference in unknown states of the country, and they wanted to interfere their political and economical matter of a country. In this way, they wanted to increase their power and authority. Alright? But students, after the Battle of Buxar, which was fought by the Nawab of Bengal, last Nawab of Bengal and Britishers in 1764. After that, company appointed number of people who were residents in Indian states, and that residents who were belong to the sometime India and sometime Britain, they were appointed for the political or commercial purpose, and they work as an agent of the British or East India Company, and their job was fixed only to serve the British company, and whatever matter they wanted to discuss in that particular state, that was sent by Britisher through that agents whatever appointed by British East India Company in different states of India. And sometime British interfered too much because they wanted to decide each and everything. Sometime Britishers decide that who was to be the next king or ruler of throne, who was to be appointed in administrative post. And sometime East India Company or company officers forced the state to join the subsidiary alliance. So students, one question will arise here that what is subsidiary alliance? So according to the subsidiary alliance, Indian rulers where British were completely dominated. British were not allowed to the rulers of those states where Britishers were dominated to keep their independent army or armed force. Company decided that state was protected by company. All right. It means those states of India where British and that particular Indian state ruler have a treaty or have a contract with each other, there the state of rulers were not allowed to protect their region or their territory by their own army. On the other hand, it was decided by Britishers that how they were protect to that state with the help of their own army, whatever maintained by the Britishers. And after the protection or after the giving their army force by the British company, that state had to pay some money. And if anyhow that ruler or that king were unable to pay the money or expense of the army whatever sent by the Britishers, in this way a large part of territory and money and wealth taken by the British company to complete their expenses whatever given by the British company to those states as a form of military help. So students, in this way, when Richard Wellesley was Governor General in 1798 to 1805, the Nawab of Awadh was forced to give near about half of his territory to the company in 1801 because he was failed to pay the subsidiary forces whatever sent by the Britishers. And same to same, Hyderabad was also forced to give a part of territory to the British company because he was also unable to pay expenses whatever sent by the military. Alright. So students, in this way Britishers totally busy to expand their territory and stay in India. Alright. After that, your next topic is Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore. So as I told you, British company was interested to increase their authority and political power in all over the India. Then the company restored direct military confrontation or direct military attack in those places of India where rulers were anyhow not agree to form any contract with Britishers. So in those places British company had used military power to demolish the power of that ruler. In this way, in the Indian territory, one state was Mysore had grown in strength and power under the leadership of very power and strong ruler Hyder Ali, who ruled over Mysore from 1761 to 1782, and his work carried by the Tipu Sultan further, who ruled 1782 to 1799. And that time Mysore controlled all the profitable trade which was done by the or which was carried by the ships through the Malabar coast from one country to another country. And from that place, company purchased pepper and cardamom. But to stop the power of British company, in 1785, Tipu Sultan stopped or banned the export of sandalwood, pepper and cardamom through the ports of his kingdom, and also disallowed the local merchant for trade and business with the British or East India Company. It means Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan was already well known about the tactics of the British company, whatever they were using to expand their territory or to expand their power. That's why Tipu Sultan banned all the things whatever sold by the local merchants to the Britishers to stop the increasing power of British company. And on the other hand, Tipu Sultan established a close relation with the French in India, and on the basis of French techniques, he modernized his army. But Britishers were too much furious about the increasing popularity and strength of Tipu Sultan, because they had well known that Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan both were very ambitious, arrogant and dangerous for the British company. And now it was necessary to the British officers to be controlled and crushed Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali to increase the power of British company. That's why 4 wars fought by the Tipu Sultan of Mysore and Britishers in 1767 to 69. After that 1780 to 84 and 1790 to 92 and finally in 1799. But students, sadly, in 1799, in the last, the Battle of Srirangapatnam, Tipu Sultan was killed and his capital Srirangapatnam given to the earlier ruler or earlier ruling dynasty who was ruled over the Mysore region before the ruling work of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. And that ruling dynasty was the Wadiyars dynasty, and again the power of Mysore given by the Britishers to the Wadiyar families, but Wadiyar family had to follow the subsidiary alliance which was imposed by the British company on the Mysore. So students, now you can understand that how Britishers were keen to expand their territory, and sometimes they were using all the tactics to dominate some state without war. But somewhere if war was required, then it was also fought by the British and particular state. So students, for today's that's all. In my next explanation, I will discuss with you war with Maratha and the claim to paramountcy. Alright, thank you and have a nice day.